Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Nate. It's been a while. I apologize for that. I basically took an impromptu hiatus in December due to being really busy with like work. I went on holiday, I got really sick, and then it was the holidays. And so it was a very busy period. And then my mental health just hasn't been that great, to be honest, since around that time. It's still not the best, but I have missed filming videos. And so I really wanted to get back into filming. I thought, why not come back with my favorite video to film, which is a TBR video. Now I am filming this on like the 9th of February, a bit late into the month, especially a short month. So I've got like 19 days left, I think, roughly. Yeah, but I am still going to be playing my TBR game, but I'm going to be using a D20 instead of a D12. Theoretically, I should get less books doing it that way, but obviously the game could decide to do whatever it wants to do and give me more books. I have no control over that. We're going to see how we get on. I am in the middle of a physical book and an audiobook, so if I can get them on this game, I absolutely will be. And I have one book club book that I could also put on. But honestly, we'll see what goes. So yeah, let's just jump straight into playing for February 2025's TBR, my first TBR video for 2025. So welcome back to the board, our first TBR for 2025. I will be playing with this cute little Bulbasaur pop figure. There has been a few rule changes for the game, but honestly, I'm just going to tell you about them if they come up. So yeah, let's go with our first roll for February. That is a 12, which takes me straight away to a red space. Okay, so what is the first red going to be? It was, biggest book on TBR. So the game was not kind to me, landing me straight on a red. However, this was a red prompt that is like an actual book prompt, so it's the biggest book on TBR. Now, obviously, I'm going to do the biggest book that I can actually read, because I think a couple of sequels are probably going to come up. So let's have a look. Yeah, the first one, I randomly have Words of Radiance. I have nothing else in the Stormlight Archive, but I have that book. And also there's going to be some slight adjustments because like my Goodreads doesn't always have the correct pages for what I actually own, so we're gonna see. So like the first one, that's book 3 in a series, that's book 4. Ooh, I think that's here. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, it's Priory of the Orange Tree. This has just over 800 pages in it. It's huge. I did start this book a couple of months ago as like I had the ebook copy, but I saw this for I think £2 on Vintage, so I picked it up and I was enjoying what I was reading. It was kind of still getting into like learning about the world and the different POVs we were going through. I'll probably will do a little recap, like I'll maybe get the audiobook and listen to like the first section very quickly. What a chonker to put on for February. I have 19 days. This would probably on its own take me 19 days, let alone any other books that might come up. But yeah, I might see if I can get an audiobook for this to kind of help me along with it. But I am looking forward to reading it. It is like a nice standalone fantasy, and I was enjoying what I was reading of it so far. Going in with roll number 2 is a 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. A green. So the green prompt is a oceanic author. Okay, so I got the green prompt of oceanic author. I use this kind of prompt to mean like the kind of 6th continent. I think in a lot of the Western world, you refer to it as just Australia, but by oceanic, I kind of just mean Australia, New Zealand, and like the Polynesian islands. Now, most of my picks for this prompt, whenever it comes up, would potentially probably be Australian authors. I don't know if I own any other oceanic author other than an Aussie, so like they would be the ones that I would pick because I am really trying to read down my TBR. And it does kind of end up working out perfectly because the book I am in the middle of physically is Mr. Monday by Garth Nix, who is an Australian author. Now, this book is actually a reread for me. I listened to the audiobooks about maybe 3 months ago, and I just don't feel like I took it in. I feel like maybe I was listening to it while I was at work, and maybe there was just something up with that night. I was in a bit of a funk. There are some nights like that at work where I just can't consume audiobooks while working, so I just listen to like YouTube or music, and that was definitely one of those nights. And so I just really didn't feel like I took much of this book in, but I am over halfway through of it now, and I'm enjoying it a bit more than I was reading the audiobook. It's probably not going to be a new favorite for me. I would say it's kind of a fantasy sci-fi mix about a young boy who ends up getting this key to the kingdom, as it's called. This is the Keys to the Kingdom series, and ends up like going into a parallel dimension. And yeah, there's a lot of like random magic crap that happens in this that kind of has a bit of a whimsy feel about it. It gives me kind of like Spirited Away vibes of like where you go into this different like random dimension and random stuff happens that doesn't really have any explanation for it. It just feels very random, basically, is the vibe that I'm getting for the book. But yeah, I'm enjoying it enough so far that we'll see how I feel by the end of the book if I want to carry on with it. This is a 7-book series, and so like I own 5 of them, and so I probably want to give it at least 2 books before deciding if I do want to carry on with the series, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm happy actually that I was able to get this book on the TBR. So I just need an 11 to finish the game, which would be lovely, and we got a 13, so perfect. We are at the end spot. So the green prompt is a graphic novel. The blue prompt is a translated book, and then the black is now going to be my manga jar. So I'm going to pick out a manga series. Let's go for this one, which is Soul, which is Soul Eater. And so we got to the end. 3 goes. Perfect. That's quite a nice TBR. So I got the prompts though, translated and graphic novel, and I purposely have the graphic novel prompt in here to kind of separate from manga. So I'm going to split these prompts up and pick a graphic novel and a book that is translated. So for the graphic novel, I'm going to pick Something That Is Killing the Children, Volume 1. This has been on a TBR before, and I never got around to it, but I've heard some good things about it, and I do like the look of it. It is basically about a monster who is going around killing children, I think. I haven't really read much into it, and I'm probably not going to because it's pretty short, and so, like, I just don't know how much of a synopsis will give away of the story, so I kind of just want to jump into it. The art in it is very, very nice. I do always find it odd. I read a lot more manga than I do graphic novels, so having, like, coloured pages I always find interesting. But yeah, this will be going on for the graphic novel, and I'm looking forward to it and seeing what it's about. And as you saw, my black little squares on the board are now my manga jar, and I did this because I really wasn't reading much manga last year, and I really want to change that. I have quite a lot on my physical TBR that I want to read, and so yeah, I thought I'd add this in as a way that I'm definitely going to get a manga each month. And so I picked out Soul Eater. And so I'm going to put 1 on. This is going to be for the Soul Eater prompt, but I'm going to put volume 2 on for the translated prompt. This way, then it's still like a relatively small, easy TBR, but I am fitting all the prompts. So yeah, I have watched a little bit of the anime for this. It's basically about, it's kind of, is it a school? But basically they are characters that are like a wielder and then a weapon. So for instance, we have Maka here, and then our secondary character here is Soul, and he transforms into this scythe that she has, and they fight, I want to say, ghosts or monsters or something. I remember enjoyed what I watched of the anime, but I never ended up finishing it. I don't know why. I think because I was buying the DVDs and then I just never bought the rest of the DVDs. So yeah, but I do remember enjoying it. This is something like a 30 book series or something. So like I only own 2, so I have a ways to go, and I'm not sure if that's available on any kind of like manga app or anything. So I'm not sure what I would do after this, depending on how I feel about it. I might buy the rest of the series, I might not. We'll see how we go, but I'm looking forward to reading it. So yeah, these 2 books will be going on for the manga prompt and also the translated prompt. So this has left me with a nice, cute little stack for February. Now, obviously, Priory of the Orange Tree is a chunker, but it could have gone worse. That red prompt could have made me go around the board again. It could have made me do lots of things, so I'm not too fussed about it. But yeah, these are the books that will be on for the official TBR. So to win the TBR, I have to read these books. However, I do have a couple other books that I potentially will be reading in February. I mentioned I was in the middle of an audiobook, and that is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. Elantris, I basically am listening to on Audible. I got a deal where I had Audible for like £3, and so while I bought a book, I also was like, I wanted to listen to a book that's included in the membership, and so I'm listening to Elantris. I'm, I think, about maybe a third of the way through it, and I'm enjoying it so far. It is a bit slow, and it did like take me a little bit to get into it, but I'm into it now where there's 3 different POVs. I'm in the POVs, I know who the characters are, I kind of understand the world and the religion and the history and that kind of thing. So yeah, I kind of am into that a bit more. So that is the audiobook that I'm listening to. And then I do have a book club pick, which is my family book club, and it's my sister's pick, and she picked Love in Colour by Baloo Babalola. This, I believe, is a short story collection based on a bunch of different mythologies. I don't think we're meeting until into March, so like this will potentially go over into March as well. But yeah, this hopefully will be at least began in February. So that is just added on. So that is it though. Otherwise, really not a huge stack, and I'm actually pretty happy with it because that means I can really concentrate on getting Priory of the Orange Tree done, which would be really nice because like I was enjoying what I was reading a bit. But yeah, it's been a while, so I need to look back into it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do apologize again that it has been a while. I'm hoping to get back in February to post in a bit more regularly. I'm hoping Monday uploads, but we'll see how it goes depending on my work and whatnot. Let me know what you guys are reading or what you've already read in February, how you're enjoying this year's reading months, any books you're looking forward to that are coming out in February. I've got a couple that I've got my eye on, but they're coming out in March. The new Hunger Games, obviously, I'm very excited for that. But yeah, otherwise, I'm basically on a bit of a book buying ban. So other than like new releases and then a couple of special editions, no books are getting bought. We're reading what we own this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one, hopefully soon. Bye.